Hello, kids. Well, not kids, because this is another installation of Baby Boomer Bosses. Part 2, actually, in a series that helps baby boomers and other generations work together. Primarily, though, explain to baby boomers things they may not know, even though they think they know everything because they're the baby boomer bosses. So, today's topic, we're going to talk about commuting. And I have a simple question. Why in hell's name do you make us commute? Right? Now, I understand if you are the skilled tradesman, if your job requires you to physically be there to work on something, set up a physical computer connection, fix a car, I don't know, so there's a compelling reason you have to physically be there, but that's like, what, 5% of the jobs since we've gone totally service, and most of the jobs that people like me and my generation have is nothing more than data entry. Why do you make us commute? Why do you make us waste 2 hours of our lives every day going one way and then back to go sit in an office that has the exact same computer and the exact same internet connection we have back at home that we could just do at home ourselves? Why do you force us to do this? Now, I've gone down this route before, and I've argued with some people, and some of these people do have a legitimate concern, but for the most part, the response I get is, well, how do we know you're working? Well, gee, maybe the fucking work isn't getting done. What do you care where we're working, why, or how? If the work gets done and the quality is good, what do you care? Now, here's the thing, and this, because I've been here, but let me tell you a story about when I worked in banking, Wells Fargo, and they could sue me if they want, because I have nothing. I was a credit analyst, but I was basically just doing data entry. And I was good. I got it, but put the data entry. How hard can it be? How are you good at data entry, I guess would be a better, who could fail at it? So I'm doing data entry. It didn't matter when I was at work. It just mattered that I got my quota done. I got a certain amount of spreadsheets done. And I said, look, boss, why don't you just let me have access 24/7 so I'm downtown a lot and I can get things done when I'm here, and then I don't avoid rush hour and commuting, things like that. And he actually said, okay, fine. So at work for about 2 weeks until everyone noticed I was leaving at like noon on a Tuesday. And all these people were older. They were baby boomers. Sorry to say it, but that's the truth. That's the fact. When is he gonna go home? And he came in on the weekend or he came in late at night, whatever. And that caused such a ruckus that I was forced to be there. Now, the excuses you're going to get why you have to be there are stupid like that. They're petty. They're based more on sociology or social psychology, like, oh, we're a team, and why do you... But... It's an excuse. Those aren't excuses. That's dumb. Why? And the reason it's dumb is this. And let me see if I can't convince you with a financial argument. If the vast majority of your people, let's not even say vast majority. Let's just say half your people don't really need to come into work. That means you have half the expense you have to spend on renting or leasing commercial space or offices and cubicle expenses. If you're just more than willing to let the people who want to work from home, who can work from home, then you don't need to waste all that money on renting space to house those employees. Okay? So there's that. I know. It's about issue. It really is a psychological issue about control. I do know that because no one has been able to give me a compelling reason why the vast majority of people shouldn't be working at home. Okay? So let me give you, let me see if I can quelch your fears here about working from home, and maybe we get a good argument here. I'll show you something. This is what we call a computer, okay? Even though it's not within your vision right now, Mr. Baby Boomer Boss, it can still do work no matter where it is. It doesn't have to be within your site. It does not require your site to operate. And with this, I can go anywhere I want, and what I do is I plug this into what you call a LAN at the office. We take this computer, what you're used to is this is in your vision, this is in your site, it's at an office, it's plugged into a LAN, a local area network. I know, hey, I don't know what you kids figure that computer stuff out. I'm just giving you words and terms. And so it's a local area network. That means it's local. It's in the office or the prison, whichever you care to call it. All right? And then while I'm doing this, and you see it, I'm doing this work, and you think I'm producing, and I am. Now, let's say I take this computer and I go far, far away, like a beach in Costa Rica. Now, you think, well, hey, I can't see the computer. How do I know he's doing? Well, because, when I'm in Costa Rica, there's a thing called the internet. And the internet, I'll dumb it down, because hey, you kids figure out that dang nabbit Excel stuff. You kids do that. Okay, I'll explain it. Simplify it. The internet is basically one big long cord that attaches this computer from the beach in Costa Rica all the way to the office that you're in. So, now how do you know I'm not, and drinking and all that? I might be. You don't know. But the way you're going to be able to tell for sure that I'm doing this is because I will send you the end product. And if I'm not sending you the end product and the work isn't getting done, then yeah, probably I'm not doing the, I'm doing more of the, whoa, man. You remember the 60s. You know what it was like. It was okay for you to do it, but not us. I know. It's a double standard. Yeah. So, now, the question is, how open-minded do you want to be? Do you want to admit and accept the fact that the technology exists today, that you do not have to force 100 million workers to commute and waste a significant percentage of their finite lives stuck in traffic, driving to a place they really don't have to go? Or are you going to be open-minded enough to say, you know what? That really is obsolete. That is an obsolete thing. It's a hurdle. It's an unnecessary. It's a jumping through a hoop. A commute is. And I've heard about this before, and people don't listen to it. They don't believe me. There's been revolutions. You had the Industrial Revolution. You had the Information Revolution. Now we have the commuting revolution, I'd like to call it. We don't need a commute anymore. We really don't. Now think about how much more, like all previous revolutions, have improved human life and our standards of living. Could you imagine the benefits of people and families no longer having to commute, being able to work from home? All right. A lot of the problems we have. Oh, okay. You guys, I know human resources. You guys are all into work-life balance. What do you think that would do for people's work and life balance? If, like, someone could stay at home and work, and there's the kid, and then they can take care of the kid. As long as they get their work done, you don't care. What do you care? So, I mean, if you're really into work-life balance, like you say you are, then you would be all over this. Say, you know what? Jill or Bob or Amy or Fred, your job doesn't really have to be done here. You should be able to work from home. And I see you have some kids, and you live 50 miles away. Why don't we essentially make it so you have 2 extra free hours a day, you get to spend time with your family, and you get the comforts of home. You save expense, you save daycare expense, you save fuel, you save time, and families become stronger and better because there's some freaking adult at home taking care of the kids. But no, I know. How do I know you're not? And someone said that you left at noon and they didn't know why, so I have no spine. I mean, and another, I know this isn't along the line. Let me give you another example. This is kind of it's no secret I worked out in Wyoming. Honestly, I never had to set foot in Wyoming to do what I did. I did not. There's not one thing I did that in that entire year I was out there that required me to even be in Wyoming. It was all data. It was all digital. It could have all been done over the internet. And I remember this one guy, I programmed this model. We want a new model. Okay, here you go. And this old fart, I won't mention names or locations. Old fart, I was training people in on it because he was a banker and he had to learn how to he had to, but he didn't want to. He saw that it required that he learned Excel. He says, well, I'll let you kids handle that. You know what? You know who you are, and I hope you see this video. Fuck you. What do we support? We're going to go and do all the work. We're going to think and work smarter and do all the innovation, and you get to tax us and pay your Social Security? Yeah, let the kids do it. Yeah, you know what? I'm going to just say, yeah, let the old farts take care of themselves in the nursing home. So that's your attitude, baby boomers, and that's how you're going to embrace the computer. All right, well, you see what happens in about 2 to 3 decades, all right? But anyways, now, we had to talk about work-life balance. Let's talk about another reason, because I know how important the environment is to you guys. and you baby boomers heading up your corporate social responsibility department, I know you've shoved down my generation's throat about going green and the ozone layer and the trees are all going to get destroyed and all that. Remember that? You made it so that green is very important, maybe more important than profit itself. Could you think of a better thing than eliminating commutes to save carbon emissions? Okay, you want a silver bullet, people. You want to eliminate the problem. You want to shut those environmentalists up. How about you do something really cool, corporate social responsibility departments? How about you go and you look at all the jobs your company has and see how many of them really require that they go and drive and pollute the environment with their cars? Okay? That, right there, I await a video response for why that is not happening. Okay? So, all you corporation going green, look at how green we are, carbon footprints, yeah! But you make us commute millions, hundreds of millions, well not hundreds, about 100 million commute every freaking day. All right? Could you imagine what that would do for our dependence on foreign oil? Do you know how much more disposable income we'd have if we didn't have to commute? I mean, it really is revolutionary. But no. Industrial revolution, yes. Information revolution, no. Or yes. But then the commute revolution, oh God, no, you'd lose control. How do you know those Gen Xers and millennials aren't just sitting there, like that? We might be doing World of Warcraft. But, of course, you'd know because the work would get done, or it wouldn't. You'd know. You could fire us and replace us with someone who isn't playing World of Warcraft. So that's it. I really do want a response. I want answers. I would love to see the reason and the rationale. And I am not accepting you guys are unresponsible. We can't trust people. I don't know who's. I haven't seen any studies done on commuting from home or telecommute. I just haven't seen it. And the few people that I know who have done it, they're responsible. This stuff like we're 18-year-old kids that just want to go and get high and get drunk. Okay, dude. Way back in the early 90s, 20 years ago. Now it's time to let go, to maybe trust and assume some people are adults and that we have the adult responsibility and maturity to work from home. Okay? But otherwise, you know what? You want to make us keep commuting. We're not going to have the disposable income. We're not going to be able to pay the taxes. And, if you don't allow for revolutionary radical change, there plain ain't going to be any economic growth enough to pay for all the Social Security and Medicare you promised yourselves. See, you are unfortunately dependent upon us because of the Ponzi scheme nature of all the various social programs you put in. And until you unshackle us, my generation, Gen Y, and the millennials are not ever going to be able to reach their full potential, not going to produce our full potential, and you're not going to have anywhere near the tax base to pay for everything. So, you go ahead. You keep, I don't like the Excel. I don't want to, how do I know you're using the computer to make work and not play video? Frankly, you don't have a choice. So, terribly sorry. That's the real world. You don't believe me that the economic production isn't there and you really do need a revolutionary economic miracle. Just go look up some economic data and statistics, but, you don't have to believe me. So, in any case, toodles.